Over 50 years old? 6 exercises that elderly Japanese people do every day without going to the gym, just through daily results. Did you know that Japan has more than 90,000 people living past the age of 100? This means that, proportionally, the country has more centenarians than anywhere else in the world. Now compare that to the reality in the United States and much of the West, where billions of dollars are spent every year on gyms, supplements, trendy workout apps, and expensive equipment. Even so, after the age of 50, most people still struggle with joint pain, chronic diseases, loss of mobility, memory problems, and a decline in quality of life. So the inevitable question arises, what are the Japanese doing differently? And the answer may surprise you. It's not just the consumption of sushi, green tea, or traditional foods. Nor is it simply a matter of privileged genetics. When researchers from prestigious institutions like Harvard Medical School and Stanford studied Japan's longest living individuals, many of them over 100 years old, still lucid, independent, and physically active, they discovered something completely unexpected. The secret wasn't just in the diet, nor in intense exercise. What really made the difference were 6 simple movements practiced daily. Movements so subtle that, for a long time, Western doctors considered them too basic to have any real health impact. However, brain scans, balance tests, joint assessments, and functional analyses showed exactly the opposite. These small movements activate deep areas of the body and brain that typically lie dormant with aging. And the most impressive finding, just one of these movements, when practiced for about 2 minutes a day, was linked to an average increase of up to 7 years in life expectancy. If you're over 50 and have started to notice stiffness in your knees, slower reflexes, a sense of imbalance, or that mental fog that makes it hard to think and concentrate, this content is for you. Throughout this material, you'll discover 6 ancient movement habits, practiced daily by elderly Japanese people, that help preserve mental clarity, balance, and physical strength, all without the need for medication, equipment, gyms, or exhausting effort. These movements don't require sweating, special clothes, or long training sessions. They naturally fit into your daily routine, respect your body, and work in harmony with the nervous system. These are practices that help the body age more efficiently, with stability and autonomy, something that has been lost in modern culture focused only on intensity and performance. The 6th movement is known as the art of slow walking, called Sampo in Japan. Forget everything you've learned about walking as physical exercise. It's not about fast-paced walking, step counting, calorie burning, or wearing headphones. Sampo is a silent, mindful, and extremely respectful practice for the body, performed every morning by many elderly Japanese people. And despite appearing simple, it is considered one of the most underestimated practices in modern medicine. In this type of walking, you move at about half your normal speed. There's no rush, no excessive impact, and no distractions. The focus is on the sensation of the body in motion and on breathing. Typically, the walk is accompanied by a specific breathing pattern: inhale for 2 steps, hold the breath for another 2 steps, and slowly exhale over 4 steps. This simple rhythm creates a powerful effect on the body. This combination of walking slowly and controlling your breath synchronizes the cardiovascular system with the nervous system. Studies show that this practice helps reduce blood pressure, improves mental clarity, calms the brain, decreases stress, and reactivates deep stabilizing muscles responsible for balance and posture. Unlike regular walking, which is often automatic and repetitive, Sampo requires presence, awareness, and body control, stimulating areas of the brain linked to coordination, attention, and stability. Over time, this daily practice strengthens joints, improves confidence while walking, and significantly reduces the risk of falling. It's a clear example of how simple movements, when done with intention and consistency, can lead to deep and lasting health benefits after age 50. A long-term study conducted by Kyoto University over 10 years revealed an impressive finding: elderly people who practice Sampo daily had up to 62% less arterial stiffness and walk with the lightness and coordination of people about 20 years younger. This effect doesn't happen by chance. Walking slowly, truly slowly, forces the feet to fully connect with the ground. Each step becomes conscious rather than automatic, rolling from heel to arch to toes. This simple detail activates all 33 joints present in each foot, something that almost never happens during regular daily walking. This deep activation sends constant signals to the brain, retraining the balance system, especially those areas that tend to deteriorate with aging. It's a type of neurological stimulation you simply don't find in gyms. To begin, it's ideal to start with about 10 minutes a day, preferably on natural surfaces like grass or soil. Although concrete works too, slightly uneven surfaces activate even more stabilizing muscles and refine neuromuscular control. It's important to understand that this isn't just walking. It's a way to fine-tune the body and brain every morning, just like the Japanese have done for decades. And you can also make this habit part of your routine. The fifth movement is known as Radio Taiso, a 3-minute morning ritual that literally moves an entire nation. Every morning, precisely at 6:30, a soft piano melody is broadcast on Japan's national radio. It's not a news bulletin or weather report, it's a signal. Millions of people, young and old, get up to move together, in sync. Radio Taiso is a fluid sequence of 13 gentle movements, created in 1928 and still practiced today by office workers, students, and elderly individuals. But don't confuse it with a conventional workout. There's no sweating, no strenuous positions, or complex postures. What exists is continuous, rhythmic movement. Arm circles, light torso bends, side stretches, knee lifts, all performed gracefully, almost like a light form of Tai Chi, accompanied by natural breathing and a relaxed expression. Studies involving more than 8,000 elderly people showed that those who practiced Radio Taiso daily experienced 40% fewer falls and about 55% less chronic back pain. In addition, they maintained full range of motion in their shoulders and hips even after the age of 80. The reason is simple and powerful. This ritual lubricates the joints by stimulating the production and circulation of synovial fluid, which works like the body's natural joint oil. Without this daily stimulation, stiffness sets in quickly after the age of 50. And perhaps the most impressive part is the simplicity. The entire sequence lasts only 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It can be done in pajamas, in the kitchen, barefoot, without any equipment. It's accessible, practical, and incredibly effective. To gain the most benefit, it's best to do it right after waking up, when growth hormones are still elevated and muscles are more receptive to movement. It's not just about stretching the body, but about renewing joints, muscles, and the nervous system, one movement at a time, one breath at a time. The fourth movement is deep squat resting, a human posture that has been almost forgotten. If you walk through a park in Tokyo, it's common to come across a scene that surprises many Westerners: elderly men and women in their 70s or 80s comfortably resting in a deep squat. Their heels stay fully on the ground, back straight, as they talk, read, observe their surroundings, or even tend to plants and bonsai trees. Now, try doing the same. For most people over 50 in the West, holding that position for more than 10 seconds is extremely difficult, if not impossible. And this isn't just due to a lack of flexibility. It's a postural skill that has been lost over a lifetime for one simple and common reason: constant use of chairs. This squat is not just a resting position. It keeps the joints mobile, strengthens tendons and ligaments, improves circulation in the legs, and preserves the functional ability needed for everyday tasks. In Japan, this posture was never abandoned. And that makes all the difference in mobility, independence, and quality of life as people age. In Japan, sitting on the floor and squatting isn't seen as exercise. It's simply part of everyday life. And that's exactly why this practice is so powerful. A follow-up study conducted over 12 years, involving more than 5,000 elderly people, showed that those able to remain in a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had about 70% less chance of needing assisted care in the future. These seniors maintained mobile hips, strong knees, and, above all, preserved their functional independence for much longer. From a biomechanical perspective, the deep squat is one of the most complete positions the human body can take. It opens the hips to their full range of motion, something essential for maintaining mobility over the years. It strengthens the pelvic floor, a crucial structure for bladder control and posture, naturally decompresses the spine, keeps the ankles mobile, and helps nourish the joints by stimulating the circulation of synovial fluid. All of this happens without impact, without equipment, and without excessive effort. For those who have lost this ability over time, the return should be gradual and safe. A good way to start is by squatting near a wall or holding onto a sturdy chair for support. If your heels can't stay flat on the ground, simply place a small rolled towel under them. Begin by holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds, a few times a day, and gradually increase the duration. This process shouldn't cause pain, only a slight, natural discomfort from adaptation. It's important to understand that this position is not just a stretch. It's the body relearning how it was designed to rest, align, and restore itself without ever needing to leave the floor. Over time, as you regain this ability, the way you sit, stand, and move throughout the day changes completely. Many people report that after this, they can never go back to sitting the way they used to. The third movement is standing on one leg, a simple exercise that builds balance and strengthens the brain at the same time. In Japan, doctors don't just prescribe medication to address the effects of aging. They often recommend something much simpler, standing on one leg for 1 minute, twice a day. At first glance, this may seem far too simple to provide real benefits. However, scientific evidence shows exactly the opposite. A 15-year study conducted by Fukuoka University followed more than 12,000 older adults and found that those who practiced one-leg standing daily had 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer fall-related hospitalizations, and greater gray matter volume in areas of the brain responsible for balance, coordination, and motor control. When you stand on one leg, the body makes hundreds of micro-adjustments every minute. The deep core muscles are activated, the ankles work intensely, the hips engage, and even the vestibular system located in the inner ear and responsible for balance is stimulated. The brain responds immediately to this challenge. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic state that the ability to balance on one leg is an even more reliable indicator of longevity than cholesterol or blood pressure levels. To begin safely, stand near a wall, countertop, or chair back. Lift one foot just a few centimeters off the ground. Fix your gaze on a point in front of you and breathe normally. Start with 20 to 30 seconds on each leg. As it becomes easier, you can increase the challenge by closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel, which requires even more control and stability. In Japan, many elderly people incorporate this practice while brushing their teeth, turning a daily habit into a powerful longevity ritual. No extra time, no added effort, just using the body the way it was designed to stay strong, stable, and functional over the years. As balance improves, it's possible to increase the challenge in a simple and safe way. An effective strategy is to add slow movements of the head or arms while standing on one leg. These small adjustments force the brain to adapt in real time, stimulating neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections even as we age. It's an integrated workout for both the body and the brain, concentrated into just 1 minute of conscious stillness. And if you think you don't have time for this, remember, you already brush your teeth twice a day. Why not use that time to protect your brain and balance at the same time? The second movement involves transitions from sitting to standing from the floor, a true daily test of longevity. In Japan, sitting on the floor is part of everyday life. People eat on the floor, drink tea on the floor, watch television on the floor, and as a result, they sit down and stand up dozens of times throughout the day. This simple habit creates constant stimulation for the muscles, joints, and nervous system. What many Westerners don't realize is that this seemingly simple movement, going from standing to sitting on the floor and then returning to a standing position, can be one of the most reliable indicators of how the body is aging. Extensive studies conducted by the University of Tsukuba followed over 10,000 older adults and showed that those who could sit down on the floor and stand up again without using their hands had significantly greater lower body strength, better joint flexibility, higher cognitive scores, and, impressively, a lower mortality rate over the following 6 years. This is because the transition is not just physical, it is deeply neurological. The movement requires fine coordination, core stability, spatial awareness, and motor planning, functions that tend to quietly decline after the age of 50. The good news is that this process works both ways. When practiced regularly, it helps slow and even reverse some of this functional decline. To start, it's best to simplify the movement. You can begin by lowering yourself into a kneeling position, using a chair or low bench for support, and then return to standing with the help you need. Over time, as strength and confidence grow, the use of support can be gradually reduced. Even performing 2 or 3 transitions per day is enough to produce noticeable gains in strength, control, and stability over the course of a few weeks. An important tip is to practice on a rug, carpet, or mat to reduce impact and stress on the joints. This exercise isn't about extreme flexibility, it's about preserving autonomy. There is a critical point in aging. The day a person can no longer get up from the floor on their own is the day they stop living with full independence. Maintaining this ability is maintaining control over your own life. The final movement is perhaps the most surprising of all, precisely because of its simplicity. It's a gesture that takes just 2 minutes, but can deeply reorganize how the body and brain work together. At first glance, it may seem far too simple to make a difference. You take a towel, twist your torso, and that's it. However, in Japan, this daily ritual, known as tenugui hibiki, is cited by many centenarians as the main secret to staying strong, sharp, and mobile into very old age, even past 90. The execution is simple, but it requires attention. Hold a towel with your hands at shoulder height, keeping your arms extended in front of you. Apply a gentle outward force, as if you're trying to tear the towel in half. This constant tension is essential. While maintaining that tension, slowly twist your torso to one side, without letting your hips follow the movement. The rotation happens only in the thoracic, upper back, region. Hold this position for about 3 seconds, return to center with control, then repeat the movement to the other side, always keeping tension on the towel. This continuous resistance activates deep stabilizing muscles that are almost never engaged during conventional exercises. These muscles are responsible for protecting the spine, stabilizing the shoulders, connecting the torso to the hips, and supporting posture throughout life. Many of them stop being activated as we age, which contributes to pain, instability, and loss of functional strength. Brain imaging studies show that this movement activates both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously, strengthening the communication between them. This bilateral stimulation improves motor coordination, memory, reaction time, and mental clarity. It's not just a physical exercise, it's a powerful neuromotor stimulus. The data is impressive. In a 20-year follow-up study with more than 15,000 elderly Japanese individuals, those who practiced towel twisting for just 2 minutes a day lived, on average, 7 years longer. In addition, they maintained grip strength above the threshold considered necessary for functional independence even into very old age. Their bone density also matched that of people nearly 20 years younger than their peers. To get the best results, it is recommended to perform this movement in the morning and again before bed. This creates a closing effect for the day. In the morning, it activates the nervous system and prepares the body for movement. At night, it helps slow things down, regulate muscle tone, and calm the brain. There's no need for a gym, fancy equipment, or a special environment, just you, a towel, and 2 minutes of mindful attention. It's important to always respect your body's limits. The movement should be slow, controlled, and pain-free. Safety comes first. When done correctly, this simple daily gesture becomes a powerful tool for longevity, stability, and mental clarity, proving that often, the simplest habits are the ones that deliver the most profound results. Start exactly from where you are today. If you live with joint pain, balance difficulties, old injuries, or have simply gone years without moving consciously, don't worry. That doesn't mean you're late, it just means you're starting now, and that's what truly matters. These movements don't require perfection. They require consistency and intention. Small actions repeated daily lead to deep changes over time. Aging well doesn't mean pushing yourself to exhaustion. It means moving intelligently, every day. It's a daily choice, one that starts now, no matter your age. You don't have to live in Japan to age like the Japanese. You just need to move with purpose. What you've seen here is not a traditional workout plan. It's not a passing trend. It's not a miracle anti-aging promise. It's a return to natural human movement, the kind we've gradually lost in a life dominated by chairs, screens, and excessive convenience. By reclaiming these simple movements, you also reclaim strength, autonomy, balance, and mental clarity. And this is perhaps the greatest achievement of all, continuing to live with independence, presence, and quality of life for many years. These 6 movements take less than 15 minutes a day. They don't require sweat, extreme willpower, or expensive equipment. What they truly require is a shift in mindset to stop fighting aging and start flowing with it intelligently. This is the point many people take time to understand. Aging well isn't about battling time, but about learning to move in harmony with the body as it changes. And here lies the true secret. Elderly Japanese people don't practice these movements because they want to live forever. They practice them because they want to live well. They want to keep a clear mind, a strong body, and preserve their independence for as long as possible. The focus isn't on the number of years, but on the quality of each one. You don't have to do everything at once. You can start with just one movement. A single gesture. 1 minute. One simple choice made today. And that seemingly small decision can turn into years of better balance, better brain health, more vitality, and greater confidence in your body. That's how lasting change happens, not through big promises, but through consistent and sustainable actions. Now I'd really love to hear from you. Which of these movements caught your attention the most? Are any of them already part of your routine, or are you planning to start now? Share your experience, your questions, or your intentions in the comments. I read everything and reply whenever possible, because aging isn't something we need to face alone. Aging is not just about resisting. It's about adapting, learning, and continuing to live with purpose, movement, and dignity.